Welcome to the inside of my car. Today we need to replace some bulbs.
Bluetooth connected.
Now, before we get too carried away, we should probably get acquainted with the parts of the headlight. It's time for headlight anatomy, specifically the bulbs, starting off with the main bulb. High or low beams. This is usually one bulb that's able to switch between the two. Next up, we have this light right here. That's our turn signal. And up here, last but not least, the parking light, also known as corner reflector, also known as signal light, also known as side marker light. More specifically for my headlight, it's the side marker bulb, and in this video we will be replacing the high/low beam bulb and the side marker bulb. The turn signal is okay, we don't need to replace that one. Also important to note that your headlight construction may vary depending on the make, model, and year of your vehicle. This is just specific to mine. Now, when you notice one of the lights is out on your headlight, it's not always the case that the light bulb has burned out. It could potentially be your fuse. So that's why we go through a hierarchy of troubleshooting before we boil it down to the bulb itself. This will save you some time and money going back between the store or ordering parts that you might not need to replace just yet. Whether it's directly in your car manual or you use Google, you can look up the year of your car, make, model, and then headlight assembly, as well as fuse box location and labeling. This will help you determine which fuse is allocated to the bulbs in your headlight. At least in my car, there is a fuse box in the engine bay closer to the battery where the main bulb, the high-low beam bulb, has two fuses, one for the low beam, one for the high beam, and the side marker bulbs that we're changing don't have their own fuses. It's part of another light circuit, likely the turn signal or something else. You can find this in documentation about your vehicle. Now, there are different ways to test if your fuse is a goner or not. You can use a multimeter either on the continuity option or in resistance mode, or you can pull the fuse out, hold it up to a light, and see if the wire is still intact. Or, if you're like my dad, you have a special tool that's a little contact driver with a light in the back. So if the fuse is just fine, the little light will turn on. Didn't know that was a thing, but that's just my dad for you. He has a tool for literally everything. After troubleshooting your fuse, you'll know whether it's the bulb itself or the fuse, and then you just buy the replacement for whatever case it is. For me, it was the bulb, but specifically only the low beam of that bulb, or the daytime running headlights, not the high beam. You can pick between LED or halogen. Personally, I enjoy my halogen bulbs because I'm not trying to blind people on the road, and I love the hue that they give to my headlight. Of course, when replacing your bulbs, you want to make sure your car is off. You don't want to be operating on an active circuit. When it comes to the high beam, low beam bulb, it's honestly so hard to mess up. The bulb itself has geometry on it that shows you how to perfectly orient it. It's these 3 notches around the base of the bulb that fit into 3 notches on the headlamp assembly. You'll also have a 3-prong connector. One of them is ground, the 2 is to switch between low and high beam, and again, there's only one way you can plug the connector in because it has an odd-like geometry. Okay, I'm gonna turn the car on and you double check this thing turns on for me. How well you can tell, but basically that hole with the 4 pegs is where I need to try and fit the bulb back in. I'm literally using this crack to locate it.
Bluetooth connected.
For me, the biggest struggle was the side marker bulb, mostly because you had to twist to remove it and twist it back in, and my only field of view was through the crack. I just went to take a thumbnail for this video and I realized my other side marker bulb is out, the one I didn't change last time. This little guy, look how cute. So I'm gonna try and change this. The sun set about 15 minutes ago, so I got a little bit of natural light left. Let's see if I can change it in time. Last time it took me about 30 minutes to get it to twist back in to the car frame. So weird. So I'm hoping we can manage in time. I just ran the car for a bit, so it's kind of warm. Hopefully I don't burn myself. We'll start off by taking the marker bulb out. And of course I got 2 left-hand gloves. Whoops. Okay, I got it out. Here's the bulb. It's this little orange dude. I think it just pops out. Yep, there we go. Now we just gotta figure out which one it is from the few my dad bought. What's your guess? I think it's this one. Wrong. I was wrong. If you guessed that box, you were also wrong. Okay, so it must be these. And in fact, if you guessed this box, you would also be wrong. Oh, they were hidden in here, my bad. Here we are. Look at this little dude. So it's just as simple as fitting it back into the fixture. And now the hardest part is twisting it back in. Come on. In and twist. So I should have started with this. Firstly, there's an arrow here that shows me which way it goes in, and then based on the way these notches are, I'm assuming I have to turn it this way because there's a little ramp cut out. Okay, I finally got that thing in. It was a lighter twist than I remembered, so I was struggling a little harder than I needed to. I'm gonna go turn the car on. You check if this thing turns on, okay? How did we do? Yeah! I am not an expert on cars. I just enjoy being able to repair and service my own vehicle. I like being able to understand what goes into the things I use on the daily. That being said, I did not realize that the high and low beam bulbs were one bulb. It's the small engineering details in daily things like my car that blow me away once I start tinkering with them.